Okay, so here we are in Hearts and Minds, the beginning of 1966. I'm going to go through some of the actions taking place in the reinforcements phase because we haven't done one of these before. First thing that happened, each side got 2 stored resource points, and then the Allies got an extra one for the Hawk being in place rather than the Dove. Take reinforcements. Okay, we got a chart for that somewhere. Here's a playbook on the back where it belongs. Okay, we're gonna get 5 U.S., a U.S. artillery, a U.S. tank, 3 ARVN, and a bomber. Wow, I didn't use my bomber. Damn it! I think that's free actually. Well, that was stupid. 1, 2, 5 U.S. Big commitment. Now I think this is the actual White Wing, or not White Wing, Starlight or whatever. Up there. Oh well. Now I think this is gone. I think campaigns when they're played go away. If not, I don't get the game very well because you want to keep taking them. They're good cards. Okay, 1 U.S. artillery. Grab that, yeah. Those helicopter-shaped... Oh, wait, that's it. Is that a gun? Ah, it's not a helicopter. Wow. It is actually artillery. Cool. It looks like a helicopter to my poor eyes. A U.S. tank, 3 ARVN, and a bomber. Tank, 3 ARVN, and a bomber. I don't know where I have to place them. And for the Reds, they give 5 NVA. Now we have placement restrictions here. I don't know who goes first. Probably the NVA. They have to go in North Vietnam. They can put 1 unit in Kanpur. Well, putting a unit in Kanpur seems like a good idea. This is only while there's this port open. Seems like a good idea because they have an a VC unit there. Okay. Is place reinforcements? Yeah, that's going to be coming later. So actually I shouldn't even be doing that. And blue actually deploys first. Okay, so I cheated. Move units from the body block count. That goes into the pool. And tanks go into spare reinforcements. I don't know what that means. Probably over here in my counter tray. Remaining units go into the dead pool. Okay, that'll work. Take replacements from the dead pool. 8 NVA, there aren't any. 5 ARVN, well, there we go. And other stuff. Buy remaining units from the dead pool, well, there aren't any. And now we get to deploy. And then red will get a VC on the board. Probably get 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. They'll just get 1. I'll give them that down here that they get to pull. And then blue gets to redeploy the air and naval unit plus 5 allied units to Saigon if they wish. Okay, so I'm going to deploy the allied forces. I'm pretty sure the Reds are going to do what I did. And I'll deploy that VC. Okay, so forces are deployed. See heavy allied concentration still in the south, and throughout the north they're getting a lot of force here. Because of that quantity of force, the NVA decided I'm not doing a campaign, and they got 4-card draw. Whereas the U.S. again took another campaign. They're trying to keep this Hawk value above the line as long as possible. Alright, well, I guess things start off with an NVA turn. I'll try to remember things like the bombers. You know, it's a first look. Alright, so here in the first turn of this year, the NVA played China and the USSR. That's in their deck. That seems to mean that I think it stays there forever. They'll be getting this advantage as much as they can draw it. They got to spend a couple points to get a tank on the board. Maybe there's more than one of that card or whatever. I'll look to see when reshuffling happens to see if there's any kind of chance for that to end up, or for any of the black cards to end up in other people's deck other than the Monsoon. They also spent a couple of points, I don't know, spreading NVA, VC out and grabbing control of an area. Then the U.S. revealed Operation Starlight. It's going to be a first corps offensive, and spent really everything they had on it, but got stopped. Now they killed a bunch, a lot of body bag here, and that VC unit actually stopped them up here because it forced them to fight an actual battle. They were hoping it would either evade or be a rumor or whatever. Well, it didn't even try to evade. It just said, oh, I can prevent a peace point by spending my life. In the big battle, which occurred down here, the rocket launcher came up. That's a response card, and response cards in this are kind of cool. They allow you to play it and then draw another card to replace it, which is a neat mechanic because you don't really spend something for it. Well, you do spend a good card to do it, and what did they get in replacement? Almost as many points and an interesting additional card, which allows them to draw new cards if they have a bad hand. But, you know, for essentially one resource point, they got to kill the air cav, which is powerful, because that can be used anywhere in the area. However, the fact that the U.S. is able to use the boat in these battles was also very valuable. Net effect, hard to tell. I'm not sure entirely what the number of VC in there really means. Trying to remember the point sequence on that. How does that work towards body bag? See, they're not red units, they don't really hurt to be in there. So that's not so bad. So we'll go on with the Reds' turn again. So the Reds opened up with the monsoon season again, and expanded their control markers here and here, I think. And then blue played a fairly cheap card, Deep Serious. If you got bonuses to spend extra points on, I guess it's cool, but for 2 points, or if you're in a lot of locations to attack, for 2 points, they actually managed to pacify, what is that, Quang Tree. And they grabbed control of this as well. Now the monsoon goes over to them, and it's back to the red turn. So I looked up a couple of rules. One, the campaign cards are indeed discarded once you use them. If you use the event on them. The event appears to be free. It's not really specified on the card, but I'm assuming. But there was something I forgot. VC. I can only move one VC per activation. Otherwise, I've been doing okay with them, but I've definitely been cheating in terms of picking locations that had 2 of them on it and spreading out. That's not legitimate, and certainly is favoring the Reds a bit. Alright. Okay, so here I'm done with the movement on the second turn. Got a big card there. Starlight goes away. I should be at 11 now. And one of the things that happened, the NVA moved in. And I've got to question whether this is really supposed to be the NVA, because my understanding is that the VC had significant military operations going on in the early part of the war, and that later they became less and less of a military organization as the NVA began to take more and more power. Now, these things do not feel military to me, but my understanding is that the VC were able to field some reasonable units. Certainly, Victory Games Vietnam portrays it that way, where they have some heavy units, but they're very secret. They're hidden units like the VC in this. Anyway, U.S. maintained control of I Corps, got their points up to 11. I actually played my bombers this time. We've got a decent body bag this time, probably because I'm getting more of a feel of what to do and how to react. I'll do some of the cleanup and point counting, etc., and then come back and we'll probably wrap this one because it's getting as long as my usual videos. Okay, so let me move forward to 1967, and what we see is the points went down to 6. Mainly, Arvin didn't cost anything. They didn't have to be resupplied or anything, but we got 2 blue units that took hits, and that's painful. And we also had 11 provinces still under Red control. They have this power over the whole center of the country. So the operations happening in the north, while they boosted the points a little, aren't making up for it. However, when we look at the victory point for 1966, ooh, there's auto wins here. Wow, I didn't realize that. So if we can get the points significantly better than they're supposed to be, there's an automatic victory. I didn't even see that. Okay, but right now, if this were the end of my scenario, blue has the victory. They don't have the auto victory, though. So I find it kind of interesting, or annoying, that the hawk and the dove are blue and red, facing the opposite of the side that counts for them. I understand hawks are bloody and doves are peaceful, but I think they should take that connotation out and just worry about the side that it favors. It seems opposite. I also find it very annoying that there's no tens counter. I don't know if there's supposed to be. Everything else appears to be here. I don't know if I counted the counters. I think I did. It doesn't look like it's that big a deal overall. Still haven't opened things up in Laos. I'm not so convinced that the Ho Chi Minh Trail is that big an issue for me right now. The Reds haven't been using it. I mean, they were planning on bringing this down on it using strategic movement, which allows them to just fly down it at any rate they like. But they never got around to it. They had other things to do. They still have enough military activity in South Vietnam that they can do more valuable things. If I wipe out that military activity, the Ho Chi Minh Trail is going to become very, very important, because that's the only way the reinforcements are coming down. All right. At least those are guesses. We'll see how it actually turns out. But I'll send this one out.